Buongiorno and welcome to Lisa's Italian Kitchen. Well, as you can see, I'm making melanzane or eggplant today. Now, I'm going to be doing two videos for you, one today and one in a couple of days, and I'm going to show you the difference between Italian eggplant parmigiano and Italian-American eggplant parmigiano. Today, we're doing the Italian. Look at these gorgeous sliced eggplants. As you saw earlier, I drained my eggplant, or as we say, far piangere. I let my eggplant cry in the sink with Sicilian sea salt so that all of the bitter juices came out. Now what I've done is I dried them with paper towels and I'm just sauteing them. If you wanted to do this in the oven on a cookie sheet with olive oil, you can do that as well. I like to control the oil, so I like to do it stovetop. Here's what I want to point out to you of Italian eggplant parmigiano. It's just the eggplant. There's no breading. So when I do the Italian-American for you, you will see that we do the flour, the breadcrumbs, and the egg. And also in the Italian-American, we do mozzarella, even though it's called eggplant parmigiano. We add mozzarella because, you know, we Italian-Americans, we love our cheeses. But with the Italian, the classic Italian eggplant parmigiana, or as we call it in Italy, just la parmigiana. With this, we just use the eggplant with no breading, no coating, the delicious plain eggplant. Let me tell you what I think the difference is. I think that the eggplant parmigiano, like this Italian style from Italy, really allows you to taste the flavor of the eggplant. It's very delicate. It's a very delicate dish. You have no egg, you have no flour, you have no breadcrumbs. You just have the plain eggplant. I have my delicious homemade classic Italian red sauce, of course with San Marzano tomatoes, fresh basil, and then I'm going to top each layer with a layer of grated Parmigiano. That's it. So it's very simple. I just think the difference is you really taste the eggplant in the Italian, and it is lighter. But they're both delicious, and it's just a question of personal preference. Another thing to notice when you're sauteing your eggplant for the Italian eggplant parmigiana, notice that I'm not overcooking the eggplant. They're just golden, just slightly golden in the olive oil. You don't want to overcook them because you're going to bake these for a good 30 minutes so that the parmigiano melts and all the tastes come together beautifully. So I just want to point out that they're just golden. You don't want them overly cooked. Remember, eggplant, if you cook it too much, it does have a tendency to get tough. Another thing is with the Italian eggplant parmigiano, you use quite a bit of olive oil because eggplant absorbs. Oh, it's like a sponge. It absorbs the extra virgin olive oil. So you are going to use quite a bit of the olive oil. But this is the color that you want them. Look at that beautiful, beautiful golden color. And you can just pile them. I just have them on paper towels on a cookie sheet, just so that some of the extra oil runs off. So I've re-oiled my pan, and I think I have one or two more batches to do, and then we'll begin layering our casserole. Now we have all of our beautiful eggplant sauteed in the extra virgin olive oil. Look at that golden eggplant, just cooked enough. And I have my homemade tomato sauce here, and I'm going to line the pan with a little bit of the tomato sauce on the bottom. One tip that I learned when I lived in Italy, and I learned to make the Italian eggplant parmigiana, or parmigiana as they call it, is not too much tomato sauce. You don't want this when you lift it out of the plate or out of the pan, you don't want it swimming in tomato sauce. You want to see some nice layers, almost like a lasagna made out of eggplant. So not watery. And I just line up. Now, I like to be generous with my eggplant because in Italy, when you have eggplant parmigiana like this, you have multiple layers of the eggplant. And it's just delicious. It gives it a lovely body and really holds it together. So that's why for a side dish this size, I use 4 eggplant. That's what I have sauteed here today. It sounds like a lot for this small pan, but eggplant shrink, of course. And so, you want to really make it nice and ample in your layers. So I've got, as you can see, I have a good 2 or 3 eggplant per layer. Much like what I do with my lasagna noodles that I learned in Italy, layering multiple noodles so that you really taste the pasta. That's what we're doing here with the eggplant. So see, that's a nice layered amount of eggplant. Okay, so now we're going to put another light layer of nice tomato sauce. This is my classic red that I made with the San Marzano tomatoes. Again, we don't want too much tomato sauce because the eggplant is 90% water, and we also have a lot of oil in our sauteed eggplant, so we don't want this dish to get watery. Then what we're gonna do is just sprinkle some delicious Parmigiano Reggiano. Nothing better, the king of all cheeses. And we want to be generous with the Parmigiano Reggiano because after all, this is the only cheese you use in real Italian eggplant Parmigiana. And here we go. We're just going to repeat. We have our beautiful layers of eggplant, classic tomato sauce, Parmigiano Reggiano. Just like that, I bake it for 30 minutes at 350 uncovered. So your cheese is gonna get a little golden. I personally like to cook it on a cookie sheet. It's not going to run over because there's not that much tomato sauce, but just as a precaution, I usually bake it on a cookie sheet. Our eggplant Parmigiano has baked at 350 for 30 minutes. I let it rest for about 5 minutes, and now we'll see how we'll cut it and lift it, and it's just perfect. Not too much juice, not too much tomato sauce, because we don't want it to be watery. Just delicious. You'll find if you make this, you're really going to taste the flavor of the eggplant parm. Look at that. Can you see those beautiful layers? Parmigiano, classic red tomato sauce, and sauteed eggplant in extra virgin olive oil. No coating, no egg wash, no flour, no breadcrumbs. Next time, we'll make the Italian-American version and show you all the things that you can do with that, like eggplant Parmigiano sandwiches, which are big in my household. So, buon appetito, tutti a tavola. Ciao, ciao.